Now, David, you had mentioned to me that you were looking for a navigation-equipped vehicle that would be fun to drive, economical, really powerful and provide performance, but still give you plenty of room and practicality for the family. Does that pretty well sum it up?
Yeah, that sums it up. I want to get a car that's fun to drive.
Sure, sure.
Spend some time in it during to and from work. I'd like to have something that's kind of fun.
Well, based on our interview, I'm thinking that right here is going to be the perfect car for you.
Okay.
The Infiniti G37 all-wheel drive sedan. Let's take a couple minutes and take a look at it.
Sounds good.
Starting back here, you're going to see the really aggressive lines of the vehicle. Everything from the large dual chrome exhaust outlets to the LED tail lamps to the really aerodynamic styling. Now, I have the key in my pocket, so I can walk up to the vehicle, press the trunk request button, and get access to a very, very spacious trunk. You've got your cargo net, your mats. You've even got a lockable pass-through area if you have longer items.
That's a nice feature.
Another thing, if you'd like a child or someone to crawl in there, you've got a glow-in-the-dark handle. This is a big safety point that somebody could pull to get themselves out of the trunk should they accidentally become trapped. And speaking of safety, you've got a rear view camera that is standard with the vehicle. Very, very important. It just helps you when you're backing up. You can see items that might be a little bit lower. It might be otherwise difficult to see. When you're backing up also, it's going to be very handy to have your rear sonar. These little spots here, it's actually sonar that as you back up, you hear the beeping and lets you know if you're coming up to an obstacle or not. Seem like something you'd like?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, let's come around the side here. You're going to notice you've got very aggressively styled 18-inch alloy wheels. One thing I should mention too, Michigan, believe it or not, worst state in the country for pothole damage. You want to make sure you talk with our business manager about our tire wheel protection we offer. But anyway, coming up here, just like you could access the trunk with a single push of a button, you can access the doors that way too. Press this button once, you open this door. You can press it a second time, and you can open all four. What do you think of that interior?
You know, I told you that Duffy goes with us everywhere. Do you think the crate will fit in the back seat there?
You know, I did see the crate there in your vehicle you're driving now, and it looks like it would fit in there perfectly. I mean, you could even fit it long ways, crossways, whichever way you would like. I mean, that's one of the most spacious interiors in this class. Another thing I should mention, with your side doors, you have very strong side door guard beams that really keep, if there's a side collision, keeps things from intruding inside the passenger compartment. You also are going to have a side curtain airbag system, which is going to protect both the front and rear passengers.
Okay.
Let me take a moment to show you around the front of the vehicle. Notice here even, subtle things, pedestrian safety, fold away side mirrors. The first thing most people notice in the front, of course, other than the beautiful aerodynamic styling, very artfully sculpted, is that you have HID headlamps. High intensity discharge. They're projector beams. They lay down a really precise, almost surgical beam of light at night. You have down below halogen fog lamps. Now the hood is sealed around its perimeter. Keeps the car extremely quiet at highway speed. You'd said that something that luxurious and quiet was going to be important to you, right? Absolutely. Now as I raise the hood, Infiniti is all about inspired performance. And this, the VQ V6 found in the G37, inspires tremendously. This is a 328 horsepower engine, the VQ V6 family. The VQ engine family, recognized by Ward's Auto World magazine as one of the 10 best engines on the planet. Not for once, not for twice, 17 years. That's a big deal.
That's pretty impressive.
Let me tell you, it's amazing. No other manufacturer can make that claim. Now notice also, you see you've got 1, 2, 3 hood latches. Serve several purposes. First of all, this helps the hood, a very sculpted piece itself, work in conjunction with your front crumple zone, as you have a rear crumple zone, to make sure that the car impacts or takes the brunt of the impact as opposed to the passengers. So again, a key safety point. It also makes sure that the hood stays very well aligned with the vehicle. All right, coming around the side here, what I'm going to have you do, have a seat, and I'll show you all the wonderful, luxurious interior amenities of the G37. Now, as you take a seat here, give me an idea, what are your initial impressions compared with the Volkswagen Passat you currently drive?
Well, the German brands, they're typically more bland, and I was looking for a little bit more features and benefits that stand out as opposed to the plain dashboards and stuff, and this looks like it's well designed.
Well, sure, sure. And here, I mean, and again, the German brands you'd mentioned, you've always admired them, and certainly we have too. We actually have a technology sharing agreement with Mercedes as one example. Let me kind of show you some of the features and functions here. In the armrest, if you push this button, you'll see I have a USB player there, a USB plug, and an MP3 player to give you an idea of how that interface works. You had mentioned that technology was very important to you.
Yes.
Now, you've also got a 12-volt plug in there you can use to charge your cell phone. You've got cup holders here. Your buttons here to control your heated leather seats. Leather is standard in the Infiniti, and as you know, with some of the German brands, it isn't. So you might end up getting imitation leather, let's say, with some of our competitors. You've got a snow button here, again, from a safety perspective. When you're starting off from rest, it makes sure your acceleration is more gradual. So you don't get that wheel spin and the tendency to fishtail like you would in some other vehicles. Okay. Your transmission, again, very much a contributor to your excellent fuel economy of 18 city, 25 highway, is a 7-speed automatic. It's electronically controlled and actually has a learning algorithm that learns how you like to drive to optimize your fuel economy. You can go into drive, or even in a drive sport mode, you want an even more exciting driving experience. It'll hold the lower gears longer, and as it's downshifting, it'll actually match revs to smooth out the downshift. It's incredible. Your climate control system is dual zone. You can set each side of the vehicle, you can set your own temperatures. Your CD player also does play MP3. So really? a lot of CD players don't these days, so that's a real important consideration. And the fact that you have a navigation system here means you can even put a DVD movie in there, put on the parking brake, and watch a movie right here on the screen. It's amazing. You've also got AM, FM, XM satellite radio. Of course, you get the first 3 months free, and thereafter it is a subscription service. But along with your music and talk radio and so forth, you also get XM traffic and navigation information that feeds right into your system. Your navigation system is such that you can use verbal commands to input destinations while you're driving. And that's a very rare feature these days. Usually in the old-fashioned way, you had to pull over and punch things into the screen. Here, you at least get the flexibility to use verbal commands if you wish. We'll go back to that in just a moment. Up here, you've got a self-dimming electronic rear view mirror to make sure if somebody turns on their bright lights behind you, it doesn't, interfere with your vision. You've also can turn on and off the self-dimming, as well as you have 3 buttons there for your HomeLink garage door transmitter system. On your wheel, which is powered tilt and telescope, I should mention, your gauges go up and down with the wheels. That way, no matter what your height, you get an optimum view of your gauges for a safe drive. You have 2-position driver memory that will coordinate your side mirrors, your wheel position, and your seat. So it makes sure, again, everything's in an optimal position both for you and for Kim. Power windows, of course, single push, full up, down. Your mirror adjustments here, you'll be doing this in a moment when we start our test drive. And of course, your seat adjustments are on the side. I've covered a lot of information. Any questions so far?
Not right now. I'll probably have some when we get back from the test drive, though.
Sure, not a problem. Well, with that, no further questions. We'll go ahead and we'll roll this out on the tarmac and let you get behind the wheel and experience it out on the highway.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's do it.